Evening, everybody. Welcome to the What to Expect from I9 Sports meeting here. I want to thank everybody for hopping on here. We are looking forward to an awesome late fall season. As we progress throughout the course of this presentation, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to leave some time here at the end. Feel free to type those in the chat, or we can answer at the end there. But throughout the course of this meeting, we'll be going over a couple different things, kind of from who we are as I9 Sports to what you guys can expect throughout the course of the season, some of our rules and procedures and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started here. But so first and foremost, we'll start with some introductions. Lewis Diesel, he's our athletic director. He is not able to hop on the call right now. He might be joining us a little bit later. But he is responsible for overseeing all of our operations, our organization, both on the internal and external sides of things. He has a degree in sport management from Liberty University and have about 10 years plus in the sports industry. He's been with I9 here. I think he's coming up on 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Really just our leader here, top down from the office all the way down to our reps and our part-time staff. So Lewis, again, he's actually my supervisor as well. My name is Reese Fye. I'm our program manager here. My responsibility here with I9 Sports is overseeing the staffing, the programming, the organizational effectiveness of what you guys are getting at the venues. Just like Lewis, I have a degree in sport management from George Mason University. Prior to I9, I had a couple of years of doing after-school and in-school programs with an organization here in Virginia, as well as some adult league and adult programs and management up in Maryland. So I've been here for about a year now. This will be my 7th season here at I9. So finally hit my veteran status here, but excited to go ahead and get it underway. I'm excited to have everybody involved and ready for just an awesome season all the way around. So jumping forward here, guys, it's very important to kind of just go over a quick overview and important notes for our season. This late fall season, obviously kicking off this weekend, November 1st and 2nd, is going to be a 5-week season. Every single program is going to be on the weekends with I9. We'll jump into kind of some of what the values and things that entail with I9 and something that we do. But you guys can rest assured that no matter what, we are only going to be a weekends program for you guys. We try to keep it as easy and convenient for everybody as possible. Our weather policy, while it's not super applicable this season, we do not cancel based on forecast unless a venue owner cancels. It's important to premise, while we play at a number of different venues, a number of different locations, we are actually not the owners of the venues. We are renters. So in the event of some sort of weather problem, if there's ice, if there's snow, maybe the roof is leaking, we might have to cancel. It's typically pretty rare here in our late fall and our winter season in which we have to, just because we're playing indoors, of course. But nonetheless, if something does come up, we will let you guys know way in advance, ideally before you guys even leave the house. In the event that, we are coming into the winter season where it's going to start getting a little bit colder and ice and things, if we do see that there's going to be ice on the roads, maybe we're expecting snow, whatever it might be, we will actually be out before the programs begin, looking at the quality of the roads, making sure everything is safe for everybody to go. So rest assured that while if something is canceled for something like that, there are actually people on the ground, myself or Lewis, we'll be out there making those calls. So, we are making sure that you guys are ready to go for the programs. And we do have any sort of questions in regards to whether maybe it's icy roads, maybe it's snow, whatever it might be. There's a couple different hotlines you guys can call. We'll update you guys via email, and we'll try to send out a text as well if you guys are opted into that. But if you are playing in our Fairfax location, if you're unsure of whether you want confirmation, the number to call is going to be 703-496-4299. And if you're playing at our Loudon location, the number to call is going to be 703-419-4425. Again, it's very, very rare in these indoor seasons in which we do run into this issue. But in the event that we do, and it's important for you guys to have that resource and understanding of what our processes and procedures are in relation to that. So, again, we won't cancel on the forecast. We'll actually wait to see the day of and see how it looks. We've had things in the past where it said one thing and it was a perfect day outside. So we try to wait till the morning of to make those determinations. But again, if that does happen, we'll notify everybody way before the program begins, emails, text. And that way everybody doesn't have to, hopefully you don't even leave your house. You guys get the message, and then we'll add on an additional week at the end. So jumping here, so the I9 Sports Experience, this is something that I work on very heavily with my staff, making sure that this is what you guys can expect on a week-to-week basis, right? Number one thing is that we are providing you guys quality instruction that's fun for your kids and convenient for your guys' families. And we'll try to do that through a couple different ways and a couple core values, as you guys can see on here. What makes us fun? The number one thing always, of course, being fun, right? We are a recreational-based program, and our number one concern at all times is how much fun can we have the kids have, right? We're not focused on getting, little Billy to the NFL or the NBA. We want little Billy or little, Susie to go out there and just have a blast, right? Our instructors, our coaches, we're all on board to make sure this is an awesome experience. They can fall in love with the sport, and they look forward to coming into it week after week after week. There's an interesting statistic that we look at all the time here at the office, and it's about 70% of kids will actually drop out of youth sports by the age of 14, right? And a lot of that comes from different factors, but at the core root of it, it really just comes from the fact that the kids lose the fun of sports. So with our drills, the way we run our programs, our number one concern is always how do we maximize that fun side of sports? How do we encourage our kids to want to come out and continue the sport beyond just I-9? Maybe they age out of our program. Maybe they were looking for a more competitive program, whatever it might be. We want that to be the root of why they're there, is that they had fun in our programs, that they love the sport. So core of us having fun. Next thing that makes it a little bit different is our inclusivity. Every single child is set to play at least 50% of the game. Your kid will not, at any means, there will be no time in your guys' season in which your kid will not play in a game. Every single child will play at least 50% of the game. Our staff, the coaches, they do a great job of this, ensuring every kid has an opportunity to touch the ball. We rotate positions, so every kid gets an opportunity to play a new position. If your son or daughter is new to a sport, that way they get the best opportunity to learn what's for them, what's maybe not. What do they like about a sport, what do they don't? The best way to do that is we make sure they rotate and have a blast that way. Next, safety is a number one concern of ours as well. Anybody you see working in our programs, whether it's staff, it's a volunteer, anybody who's coaching a team, have all undergone a background check. So they are all set to go with that. We take that very seriously. If you're a volunteer coach, you've already gone through that process. My staff has all gone through that process. So everybody out there is certified, whether it's through our training sessions, whatever it might be, but everybody is certified and all good to go on the background checks if they're out there working with the kids. Next is the convenience of what we are trying to offer here. We definitely recognize, especially families with multiple kids, that, you'd be very busy. Kids have different activities. Parents, you guys are obviously working. We want to make sure that this is a super easy, convenient program for you guys to join. And just like the kids, you guys can go out there and enjoy yourselves. You don't have to stress about getting from point A to point B. The convenience of that, we provide all of our practice and our games on the same day. So if you're playing on a Saturday, when you come in there from your practice start time, if it's at 12 o'clock, 12 to 1:30, you've got your practice and your game in, you guys are all set to go. So that all-in-one is a very important component to what we do. Any I-9 sports program you play in, you guys will have that structure. So even if we say, there's a crazy weekend and for whatever reason we did have to cancel because of a venue issue, we have to add an additional week or whatever it might be, that will still be on a weekend. The program design will still be a practice and a game, kind of that all-in-one stop to keep it as convenient as possible for you guys and your busy schedules. Next, organization is a huge key factor of what we're trying to offer here. You guys will see a number of different things when you guys log in your portals, going all the way from what jersey colors you need, the court signs, what court you'll be on. We are super, super on top and really focus on making this as organized and easy for everybody as possible. Every single coach, every single team will have a structured practice plan. Those practice plans are progressive from week to week. So the kids are getting instruction. They're going to see the kids grow. All of our game rules stay consistent. Our refs are all trained on the exact same game rules. We want this to be the best experience for you guys. And the easiest way to do that from our standpoint is keep things as organized as possible, keep things on time. We don't want you guys to come in there and have to wait an extra 20 minutes because a game before you went overtime or something like that, right? We keep everything designed in that facet to make it as easy and organized as possible so you guys have the best experience possible. Next, another huge factor of what we're focused on is our sportsmanship, right? We have a huge emphasis on fair play and that healthy competition level, right? Leading back to that fun side of what I was just talking about, right? We're not worried about how many baskets we can score. We're not worried about how many kills we can get in volleyball. Our concern really is how much fun can we have? How can we help these kids grow, not only into great athletes, but also into great people? And we'll touch on a little bit later here in this presentation. We have some awesome sportsmanship programs that we actually will be running throughout the season. Your kids will be involved in all those sportsmanship programs, teaching them those different values of sports and taking those values beyond sport, will hopefully bring them to your household, bring them to their schooling. We are very focused on making sure that every kid goes out there, has that positive impact, has that positive relationship with that competition, and then of course can grow outside of sports into great people. And then lastly, we do provide all the equipment for everybody. So, we would definitely recommend if you guys have a ball at home, whether it's a basketball, a volleyball, a soccer ball, you should bring it with you. There's a lot of great studies out there that do indicate that when kids use the same piece of equipment over and over and over again, they become familiar with it. It helps them improve their skills. It's also super important that, when you're out there with your coaches, whether it's you guys have a volunteer coach or instructors helping out with the team, that if you have that equipment already with you, you can take the skills, you can take the drills that you guys learn at the venue, take it home, and the kids can continue to practice, right? That's what we want to see. Is we want to see the kids grow and continue to become better and better athletes each week as we progress with the drills. We also have some great resources online for you guys as parents. If you guys want to even step up and help your kids out at home, you can go to i9sports.com. There's a ton of different at-home activities in relation to whichever sport you guys are signed up for. So a lot of great opportunities for them to grow in that regard. I do always recommend, if you do bring your own equipment from home, please make sure that you write your name on it, write a phone number, some way in the event that it's left at the venue or you guys lose it, we can get it back to you. We do have a number of balls and equipment and bags and things that do come back to our office at the end of the season. Not all of them are always labeled, so it's tough to get it back out to people. Our operations team does a great job of trying to get as much as they can to get it back out. But of course, if there's no name on it, there's no way for us to reach out to you guys. We don't know whose it is. So definitely encouraging you guys bring your equipment, but please, like I said, put something on it so we can get it back to you in the event that your child does forget it at the venue. Perfect. So the I9 Sports Parental Pledge, I'm going to read through this. You guys, please just read through it with me. This is a super important pledge for us. This is agreeing to kind of what we're trying to achieve here, through that sportsmanship, through that positivity, and being a spectator at the venue. These are all different components of what creates a great program and a great season for you guys. So we're going to go read through this real quick. If you could follow along with me, that would be great. But it goes, I, the parent or guardian of an I9 sports team player, agree that the most important outcome of any game is for my child to have fun. My child needs my approval and support regardless of what happens in the game. I'll refrain from the use of negative or derogatory language aimed at officials, the coaches, my child, or other players. I will encourage my child and all others in the game and will let the coach be the coach. I'll do my best to model the sportsmanship-like behavior I wish my child to adopt and support the coach in making this the best possible experience for my child. Again, we always try to make sure we just want everybody on the same page, right? We are focused on providing that positive, that awesome sportsmanship environment versus running the score up versus, how many goals can we score today? We want the kids just to go out there and have fun. This is a super important pledge for us as we try to develop and focus on those goals and those values. So please, when we're out there at the venues, as you guys are spectators, I do have a couple parent coaches on here watching as well. Just please keep this in mind as we go out there and help us provide that positive and supportive environment for all the kids and the players. So what to expect on opening day? There's a couple names on here. I see this is your first time with our programs. There's some returners, which is awesome. But what you guys can expect here this coming weekend, we always recommend you guys to come a couple minutes early so you guys can head to your practice area. Whether we do have a great job with making sure there's always available parking for everybody. But if it's your first time at a venue, it's always good to come a couple minutes early just so you can kind of get a feel for where you'll be. We will email you guys out prior to Friday. I think prior to Friday. You'll get a map with kind of what the venue looks like, where to enter, where the gyms and things are as well. But obviously looking at a map and being somewhere in person can always be a little bit different. So I do always typically recommend coming a little bit early. That doesn't mean you need to be 20 or 30 minutes early by any means. Maybe just like 5 or 10 minutes, just so if you have any questions, you can make sure you have a feel for where the venue is and things like that, so you can show up and just kind of get a good feel right off the rip for week one. Lewis, go ahead and hop in.
Hey, Reese. Hey, everyone. I jumped on a little late. I was just finishing up our Halloween meeting. We're walking in the Vienna Halloween parade tomorrow as an organization. But I just wanted to jump in there real quick with what Reese was saying about your venue maps. For those that are on the call, those that are going to watch this recording, I just want to let everybody know that every season, regardless of how big, small, whatever, we always send out an opening day email the middle of the week going into the season. That has very important information in regard to your venue, any information you need to know about parking, as well as even, as Reese was saying, your venue map, specifically where the parking lots might be, the entrance to the gym, etc. And so make sure to look out for that. If you haven't received it by Thursday, check your spam folder. Sometimes with our new email software that we have to use as an organization, people have been getting those emails to their spam folder for some reason. Always make sure to check on that. And if you've opted out of emails from us in the past, then that might be why you're not receiving those newsletters, those important weekly reminders. Every season, we always send out a midweek newsletter that provides information about that week, what's coming up, and what's to happen in future parts of the season. So as Reese said, you will receive that. That should be going out Wednesday, Thursday. So you should see it between Wednesday and Thursday. Just keep an eye out for that. And if you still aren't receiving that email, even after checking your spam folder and you haven't unsubscribed from any emails, please reach out to the league office and we can go into your account and figure out what's going on. But thanks, Reese. Just wanted to jump in on that.
Absolutely. Perfect. So when you guys arrive at the venue, you guys will not need to check in. The only people that's going to be checking in at front I9 Sports table is going to be our volunteer coaches. You guys can go straight to your practice area, and that's where you guys will meet your team's coaches. Our staff will be there, and your child will get their jersey during that opening day distribution. We like to let the coaches do that. Gives them an opportunity to meet the kids face to face, hand out the jerseys, and just simple instructions like that. From there, our staff's going to kick off the session with their announcements. They'll begin a warm up, jumping into those drills. We'll have a great time with that. The staff will lead week one for you to make sure it's an awesome experience for everybody. We'll talk about our word of the week, and we're going to really jump into this, but a little bit of a heads up, some prelude to what we'll be doing. Week one sportsmanship value is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, obviously, we want everything we do enthusiastic, but I do ask our parents, especially on week one, help us feed into this value, right? Add the energy as spectators. If you're a parent coach, add that as a parent coach, the enthusiasm, right? Sometimes this is kids' first time playing a sport, might be their first time in a league. This might be your child might be a returning player, but being able to go out there, cheering for everybody, being loud, being excited, it adds that energy to the venue and really elevates the program for everybody involved. So, as much as the kids are learning these values, help us help them live them out there. Let's have an exciting opening day as spectators, as coaches, and really set the tone for these kids so they can have an awesome environment surrounding them. A lot of frequently asked questions we get that I always like to go over is one, I9 sports merchandise. So if you ordered anything on your registration, whether it's shorts, it's extra balls, it's socks, you got knee pads for volleyball, anything you guys got, that is going to be shipped directly to your house. As a franchise, I9 Sports is actually a corporation. All the territories are franchised out, but as a franchise, we provide your guys jerseys at the site. Anything that you guys purchase separately is going to be shipped from our headquarters down in Florida. If you did order something, you haven't received it yet, I believe the email, it's like I9 Sports customer service at gmail.com or something like that. You can reach out to our league office. We'll be happy to connect you with them. But unfortunately, we don't have access to see where your ordering things are, so we'll help you connect that way. I9 Sports, we are a volunteer coach-led program. So anybody wearing this red shirt that this gentleman here is wearing is a volunteer coach, their mom or their dad, or they're just somebody in the community that really enjoys working with the teams and wants to step up. We do strive to have at least two coaches per team. And we're a little bit different as we cultivate everything with our volunteers, and we provide them the resources. They go through training. Obviously, they've been background checked like we talked about earlier. But every single coach wearing that red shirt is a volunteer coach. We're still in our recruitment phase, so if you are interested in helping out with your child's team, we take as many as we can, and the more hands on deck typically lead to a more awesome program. I'll jump in a little bit more information on that here in another slide. But if you haven't thought about coaching, we'd love to get you out there and make it super fun and easy for you. When you guys, everybody should be assigned. If you just registered here in the last day or two, we might still be getting you on a team. But if you have any questions for schedules, all your schedules are elevated. You can find your schedule at your i9sports.com. You select my season, my schedule. It's going to show you, what court you're on, what jersey you're wearing, your team, your coach. I believe there's a chat feature for you to actually email your coach if you have any questions related to them. We even have an awesome feature in there where you guys can do snack sign up. So if you're interested in signing up for your team's weekly snack, or you want to do one of the 5 weeks, you can go in there and actually RSVP for that as well. For sportsmanship medals, we're jumping into this as well a little bit here. But every athlete, every week, we talk about week one, obviously being enthusiasm. The medals are going to be awarded during the day. The medals will be awarded at the end of each week. We'll be driving the message for the day, obviously week one being enthusiasm, but every single child will earn a medal by the end of the season. So if your son or daughter doesn't get one on week one, rest assured they'll get one by week 5. Then lastly, we do an end of the season award. We'll have a ceremony to recap the season before coaches hand out awards. Participation medals are given out to our 3 to 6 year old age groups. Trophies and medals given out to our 7-year-old groups, pending that their division allows for. So we have an awesome program here in a number of our divisions. So it should be a very fun-filled, healthy competition level. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can put them in the chat real quick. Then I'll have some time at the end also to talk one-on-one if anybody has any questions. So this is an awesome program. I know we talked about our sportsmanship, some of our programs as well. This is a new one we started doing here last fall. These are our sportsmanship winner signs. So when your child does win their sportsmanship medal, we highly encourage you guys to go take some pictures with these awesome new banners we've gotten out here. One or two kids are going to from each team are recognized during each week for what they've achieved from their sportsmanship value of things. We ask you guys take a picture with it. The kids go crazy for it. We run a couple different pilot programs. They love to be recognized in this sense, right? They get their medal, they get their sign. They want mom and dad to take their picture. They want to show all their friends at school, hey, I won this awesome medal. I did an awesome thing, right? This is an opportunity for you guys as a parent to even go up and beyond. If you guys have that social media, you guys can post that online. You can show your neighborhood, hey, my kid's the best kid on the block. We encourage that. We want to see, help us drive in our message of what the sportsmanship different values are. If you guys do go that step and you guys do want to post it online, if you do want to put it on social media, we would absolutely love that. We do ask for you to tag us. If you're in our Loudon program, we are I9 Sports 165. If you're in a Fairfax program, we are I9 Sports 307. Again, this just helps us drive that message and achieve those goals we're trying to achieve with the positivity, with the sportsmanship based of what our programs are. We have an Instagram and a Facebook. Our Facebook for Loudon, it's going to be I9 Sports 165, and then Fairfax is I9 Sports 307. I don't know why it says 165. We are also super, super excited to announce we do have a new role. So maybe, we talked about volunteer coaching. Maybe you're new to coaching, you're not so comfortable with it, but you still want to be involved, right? We have an awesome new role here as a team parent role. It's all about helping out the coaches, building that strong sense of community, and just friendship between our families, right? We want to see teams come back year after year after year. We have an awesome feature where if you can actually put a team together, you can come back season after season after season. The kids can grow together with the same coaching staff, the same organization, everything. But the team parent role here that we'll be offering is just helping us organize and create that sense of community, helping people get together, doing snack sign up, adding in additional, outside of I9 sports parties, things like that. And then just being an asset to the coach, helping the coach on the court. You guys are obviously in the background, coordinating with the additional parents and things like that. So a couple different things that we can do is obviously like a team party, assisting in the team snack sign up. You can help out the coach with the jersey handout, and then on Coach Appreciation Day, which we do at the end of the season, playing a role in that as well. We will be sending out an email regarding how to sign up, a little bit more information on that by the end of the week today. I'm going to let Lewis hop on here. I know he has a little bit more information about it for you.
Awesome, Reese. Appreciate that. Once again, everyone that's here, first off, I appreciate everyone being here and also being, just a part of our program. Really, really awesome stuff that we're doing here and excited about this. As Reese said, this isn't quite a new role, as many of you might have played youth sports or been in youth sports, but it's a role that we're trying to highlight more of. And as Reese mentioned, the expectation is that we want to help foster that team camaraderie that you want for your children, right? Everybody here is signing their child up to be a part of a team sport, and exactly that, a team, right? So we are trying to help create a team, and in that, bring on the team parent role. It is active. You do have to sign up by going through the volunteer application process and selecting team parent. And then once you do that, we'll be able to assign you to the team where you'll have access to the team roster. So you can message out to the team and remind them about important things such as, Coach Appreciation Day, the final week of the season, or, if you guys do end up having it says team party, but it doesn't have to be that crazy, right? What we're looking for is fostering an environment where you guys can get the team together and maybe go get ice cream at, one of the local ice cream shops, or a slice of pizza after the game, right? I'm not looking for the coaches or for you to, foot the bill of it, right? It's more so just getting the team together and saying, hey, everyone, after this game today, we're all going to go over to Broadlands Brick Oven Pizza. No free shout outs here, but that's our pizza place for our staff trainings. And head over there if you play in Ashburn, right? And go grab a slice of pizza with the team. Everybody's got their I9 jerseys on. It's a fun team environment, right? And then helping with the snack sign up, helping just to promote that to everybody. Like we said, we have all the resources for you, and we're going to be really providing more support for this role this season and for future seasons to come. So if you do have any questions about this, as Reese said, you can reach out to the league office. I'd be happy to walk you guys through the process, or Reese can answer any questions. It is active. You are able to sign up for it. You just have to go through the volunteer process, just quick fill out a volunteer application and do a background check. Just because you're going to have access to being able to message the team, right? You're going to be able to send a message to everybody, and then also, be a part of that group. So really excited to, have this season. And, as we said, it's something that we continue to grow and try to foster that team environment. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But yeah, Reese, I just want to add that piece.
Awesome. Perfect. So, like I talked about, we are a volunteer-led league. So, if you haven't considered coaching with us, I highly encourage it. We make it super duper easy. You actually work kind of hand in hand with myself with getting you the resources, background check. I'll kind of help you get through the entire process from start to finish. But if it's your first time coaching, if you're a returning coach, we make it as easy as possible for you, right? We provide you those weekly practice plans, the demonstrations, the videos. Our staff is going to be out there. Each staff is actually assigned to their own individual court. So you will always have a staff member directly on the court with you. If you need any questions, if you need extra support, like I said, maybe it's your first time coaching, you just need a little bit of extra hands to kind of get a feel for it. Our staff has been trained and certified for it in each sport that they're out there for, to ensure that everybody's having a great time, right? If you're new to coaching, we make it as easy as possible. It really is a fun time. I find a lot of the coaches have just as much fun or even more fun than sometimes the kids have out there just by how easy it is. We have a ton of cool resources as well. We do have our I9 Sports. It's our coach app. It's called Game Day. I call it the encyclopedia of coaching. It's got every single thing you could ever want in there, from different age divisions to boys to girls sports to more advanced to more basic things. If you have a question, you have a way you want to, or a drill or something you want to focus on, there is a very high chance that app in some way has one or multiple different ways you can run a drill, different programs and techniques. It's all at the touch of your fingertips. There's even, if you want to I think there's even like a clipboard feature. So if you're trying to drop a play for like basketball or something, you can draw them up, you can save them. It's really an all-in-one stop shop for you guys. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you as a coach. And if you're going to miss a couple weeks, again, that's not a big deal. Our staff is ready to jump in. We do have some different contingencies in place in the event of coaches missing. But we do try to get as many hands on deck, right? We do try to get 2 to 3 coaches, as that does assist and lead to, some better overall program as we go through the season. Additionally, if you're scared about commitment, it's only going to be during your child's practice and game time. There's nothing for you to do during the week, nothing for you to do after the program, unless you guys choose to do one of those awesome after events. But we'll handle all the lifting, the operation, the communication, all sorts of stuff like that. So it's really just a fun time to go out there, be involved with your kids' team, be involved with the program, and we make it as easy as possible. So if you haven't considered it, please think about it. I'll send out some emails here later this week again for people who are interested in potentially volunteering with us. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get signed up. It's just a short volunteer application and then a short background check. Perfect. And finally, so if you guys have any questions or anything, these are the resources for you guys to reach out to. If you're in our Fairfax location, you reach out to league.office307@i9sports.com. You can give a call to 703-496-4433. That is our customer service line for our Fairfax County locations. If you're in Loudoun County, you can reach out to our league office. It's leagueoffice165@i9sports.com, or call our customer service line at 571-225-5494. But past that, like I said, guys, I'm super excited for this upcoming season. We're thrilled to have everybody in the program, whether it's your first time or you're a returning player. It's really exciting. We're obviously 4 days out, and we're buzzing here at the office. Our staff is ready to go. We're ready to invite you guys out there. So we're looking forward to having a great one. If you guys have any questions or anything, you feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit, so if you want to have a one-on-one question, I'll be happy to answer that. But like I said, looking forward to this opening weekend, and I want to thank everybody for being here, and we'll see you guys all very, very soon.